the right way.
Definitely. Yeah, man. Are you tuned into the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast with your brother, Old God and Sandman, sitting across the table from me, man? If y'all feeling this podcast, man, if you love that segment, don't forget to hit that 5-star rating. You also got to remember to subscribe to the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast to get all episodes. Sam, man, let's talk about Ice Cube and the Illuminati.
Yo, man, about 10 years ago, Illuminati was hot. Everybody was being woken. Everybody was coming out of their religions and shit and going, wait a minute, what's going on? And right there, right in front of us with the Illuminati and what was prominent hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen it all over the place. The movies, this, that, the third. And then it kind of dissipated. It went away. Everybody was kind of making light of it and all kind of shit. It was almost like, did that really happen? Well, Ice Cube, one of the most prominent actors, directors, people in Hollywood, people in music that we have, has been going on a rant the last couple of days. He's been on Twitter. He's been on IG. Oh, God, the people could see the pictures right here.
Yeah.
And the caption right here, y'all see, the world will be blackened. Oh, the world will blacken the fucking eye up there. And obviously it's the eye. You know what I'm saying? It's on the dollar bills, the all-seeing eye with middle fingers thrown at it. He also dropped this one. Media, stop pushing the people left or right. Actual facts, feed the brain to make its own decisions. Cut the strings above you. Report anyone trying to bully you, not telling the truth. And then he has the Baphomet sitting here like y'all can see. Goddamn.
Uh-oh.
It says not the GOAT, just Jeffrey Epstein. Yes, Ice Cube is dropping this shit on his social media. You see the diamond with the line across it. You guys can do your symbolism checks and see what that means right there. Very symbolic. And then this one's very telling right here, oh God, because I think we were talking about this, whether it be in pre-production or on the show. We are all the same gang. And you see all of the Mason symbols throughout time going through the police forces. Obviously, we know about Freemasonry. We've had discussions about that on this show. Whew! Yeah. Ice Cube going in. What do you think, man?
Again, man, I mean, it's I'm not gonna say it's no secret because everybody doesn't see the structure of what's really going on in America, and we see it now more so than ever. That even like in a pandemic now, is certain companies, who are positioned in a way where they're good. You know what I mean? And you got to ask yourself, these companies, they fund certain politicians and these companies have certain agendas, you know what I mean? And I think Kansu, who's a Mason himself, I guess I shouldn't have said that, but he talks about, how it's, how people will get these different companies that kind of hide behind different names and the fun things. So you might not never know. But one thing we do know is that there are rich, powerful families that got their hands in a lot of the assets and wealth of the country that call a lot of shots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether that be record labels, in the music industry, in another industry, it could be something else. But they're sitting at the top, of that industry. Their companies, you know what I mean? They might own, let's just say, for example, they own Burger King and McDonald's, and they just gave them two separate names, but it's one owner.
Yep.
It's a situation like that. So, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's real, man. And even that whole symbolism thing about the Masons and, the Illuminati and stuff, it goes back to something. It goes back to corporations that run this world, that set policy, that fund the politicians and ultimately put on a puppet show, and that, control can go into mass media as well. Your bigger companies, I'm not going to name none of them. You can put two and two together, but there's people. If I own a company, if Sandman owns Viral Hip Hop News, I own Hip Hop News Uncensored, that means we can control the message that's going to come out. So that's to say, if I own, somebody who is an elitist, a global elitist, they own a share, 60 or 70% share in CNN. They put out whatever the fuck they want to put out.
Yeah.
And if you own all five of them, all the major companies, you can put out whatever you want to put out and control people the way you want to control people. So it's a book. I forget the name of the book, but it goes into that, man. Advertising, marketing, is a big thing. It's a master manipulator of the people. They could tell you that, a UFO is coming, and everybody be running around thinking a UFO is coming because they showed you a fake something on the news that it was happening. You would think that it's actually happening. So not to get too far crazy into it, but some people know this and at some point they expose it, and I think that's what Ice Cube is doing right now. You can take it or leave it.
I mean, well, people that expose it, shit happens to them now. Are we nervous about Ice Cube now? Because this shit wasn't being talked about 10 to 15 years ago. We seen the diamonds and we seen all the symbols and all that shit, but wasn't nobody out here on Twitter doing what Cube is doing right now. And I'm not saying Cube don't look scared. He ain't never been a person that seemed to be scared to me when it came to speaking out against shit. So
nah, not at all.
Whew, I don't know, man.
He been calling people out since the old days, man. You know what I mean? You see like the Jerry Hellers and stuff like that, and kind of going in about the music industry and, you know, the type of thing. Because remember, we had people we had on our platforms that talked about that contract. They said that was common practice for you to get fucking raped.
Yep.
Raped in a record contract. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. Obviously, it got better now with certain companies and stuff offering better percentages. People keep their masters and stuff like that. But back in the day, that shit was non-existent. So who would set up a business model like that? You know what I mean? Like it had to be some sick, evil motherfucker, man, who's trying to, exploit people. And it's the same thing as slavery, free and exploitable labor, man. Crazy.
Well, I mean, I was talking to some brother, actually, he was my boxing instructor. Shout out to my man, Dan. And he was talking about Freemasonry, and he seemed to be somebody against it, but then we got good brothers who for it. So I listen to both sides and don't really judge either one. Mm-hmm. But he was saying, you know what I mean, the symbols were on the shackles when they came and picked us up at the ports, and little things, the symbols went by. I don't know how he had that information or how he obtained that information, but he was breaking down, giving me a history lesson and saying that even though he may not be a Trump supporter so much, it's certain things that he's breaking down. The shit gets deep, dog. We ain't going to dissect it here, man, but yeah, it gets deep, dog.
That's why, like, I mean, with that information, I seen some of it too. Mm-hmm. I know this guy on Facebook, and to me, I trust him with the information, but he spits a lot of this stuff out, and it's like, we just need somebody who can give it to us in like a chronological order that makes sense. Because it seems like it's kind of all over the place with that type of shit.
It really is.
And it's kind of hard to put your finger on it. But I even heard Trump the other day say deep state. I'm like, holy shit. I swear to God.
Yeah, yo. Like, and then it makes like the ones that you think are crazy, are you really crazy? Like, whoa. I don't know what the fuck to believe, man.
And they were saying that alien invasion's coming next, man. I ain't, I don't know.
I do believe in Middle Earth. You can call me crazy if you want to. I believe in that shit. I get high sometimes and I wonder, like, listen, if the Earth is round, right, and we can go up and hit the solar system, can't we dig down and be in the same solar system if this motherfucker's round?
Anything is possible because they ain't been there to see it all, even like to see.
Right.
It's like 95% of it has been unfucking searched. They don't know what's out there like that, man.
Scared the shit out of
me. There's probably fucking 1,000-foot big ass fucking wells out there, or hundreds of thousands of feet, I should say. Wells bigger than cities, for all we know.
Do you think you could handle the truth? Like, if the truth, I think we asked each other this at one point, but if the truth was really given, and ask yourselves this, who's listening and watching right now, if you really could give the truth, like there was a book where like, no, here's the truth. Right. Could you handle that shit?
It depends on what was in them.
Like, brain might fucking explode.
I might not share it with nobody because it's like, whoa, they wouldn't even believe you if you did.
Right.
Man, you got to hit the Masons up. They know.
I mean, we know one.
All seeing eye, but the Masons, they be on some funny shit because they don't want to give nothing up. They true to that brotherhood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, maybe we'll get an invite one day. Yeah, people gonna
that's old guy. Old guy speaks with hip hop news and says about hip hop news. Don't say that shit, but hey, y'all can talk to me if y'all want to. I'm cool with that.
Illuminati. Nah, man,
that's funny.
But man, shout out to Ice Cube, man, for pulling the covers. Off the global elitists, and hopefully, obviously it's not going to be beneficial for his career, but we shall see what happens from here.
We'll see. I don't think he's too afraid. So, hey, Q, come on the show, man. We'd love to have you talk about it, brother.
We'll be hitting you up, bro. If you see this, we'll be hitting you up through our publicists. Hopefully, you guys respond to that request very, very soon.
Q, you on a motherfucking wall, dog. I don't know if you can see it. Shout out to Angel, who did a phenomenal job on the mural you see back here. We're going to get you some better angles real soon so y'all can really get this shit some justice, man. But Q's on here with the legendary John Witherspoon, man. You got to get on the show, bro. That's all we're going to say.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. That's where we're going to go next. Let's go to Carl Crawford, former MLB player, Meg Thee Stallion's former manager, pretty much, was credited for